I didn't ever think that I had access to a life that was different than the way I was living. Emotionally, physically, I didn't know that I could have a friend. Like, there was the thing this summer where I had a boyfriend and a best friend at the same time, and that has never happened to me before. And it was difficult to navigate, but I'm like, oh my God, all of these things that if I was 3 years ago sitting in my condo just covered in wine from the night before, I would have been like, that's not possible.
Yeah.
I'll sooner die, you know? So being able to actually say to people, like, no, it does fucking get better. Like, but you have to trust the process.
Yeah.
Hi there. Welcome back, or welcome to Recovering Out Loud podcast, the show where we get real about mental health and addiction. I'm so glad you're here. If you or someone you love is struggling with drugs or alcohol, please reach out for help. Send me a message on all social media platforms at Recovering Out Loud Pod, or by email at recoveringoutloudpod@gmail.com. You are no longer alone.
Addiction is kind of the same thing, right? You scrape your knee long enough and you ask for help, and finally the help comes.
Are you good at asking for help?
No, I suck at it. Yeah, I suck at it. What does it look like for me? I have to get caught doing shit.
Okay, and
right?
then you'll be like, I need help.
Like I have to get in trouble, right? I always tell this story, but quickly, like I had a thing with, not too long ago, actually. I've always had a body dysmorphia thing. I mentioned that too when we talked.
Yeah.
And it's not why I relapsed. I shouldn't say that, but it started this relapse with steroids and all this thing I was talking about on here. So I won't go into too much detail, but I think 4 or 5, 6 months in, something around that mark, I was using Ozempic online and in recovery. And I knew it wasn't good. And I'm not here to tell anyone not to do it, because I've since learned that a lot of people are on it. That's your thing, right? For me, this is what happens when I start to do things. Even though it doesn't directly alter my mind, it starts with a little secret. And then I'm like embarrassed about it. I'm ashamed about it. And fast forward to me smoking meth again. Like that's
Did you
how
tell
it
anybody
escalates.
that you were doing Ozempic, like through online?
So,
or was that a secret that you were keeping
great
to
question.
yourself?
And that's the problem, is I'll tell you 90% of it.
Right.
Like, I'm trying to think of an example. Like, I was using it and now I'm not, right? So it's like, it's still a fucking lie. It's a blatant lie.
Yeah.
But it just like makes me feel
But you
better.
sneak around
Half-truths.
it. You don't tell the full truth.
Half-truths,
Yeah.
Half-truths are really the way to survive. It's minute by minute, hour by hour.
Until you die.
Even when we went to we went to a cottage. Well, my sister and I have a cottage. And we went, and I didn't tell my sister that all the boyfriends were coming up. I just said the girls were going, and I don't even know why I did that. I think I was like, didn't want her to get annoyed that like there were guys that are going to be there. So I didn't tell her that. And then on the podcast, we said that we were bringing the guys up, and then she called me and she was like, so I just caught you in a lie, and you're a liar, so tell me the truth. And
So don't listen to the podcast.
yeah, I know. I'm like, fuck off, Karen.
That's my first answer too. Unfollow me then.
Yeah, I'm like, if you don't like it, get away. But no, she's right. But it is, half-truths are like, that's like our thing. It's our default, you know?
And it's funny because you say that and it might sound so stupid and insignificant, but when you're talking, like, I'm just like, oh my God, I get that, right? It starts with this little thing.
Yeah.
And then you're lying about doing drugs. Like, that's kind of the way I am, right?
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to be in trouble regardless of what I'm doing. So let me try and lighten the blow, but it's going to come back on me so much harder, and it's going to happen every time, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And learn the hard way. So what happened with me, and was, looping back to the asking for help thing, my wife and I got into a fight. She was bringing up a lot of the stuff. She's doing a lot of healing, right? So she met me when I was 7 years sober, top of my game, like happy, joyous, and free, right? Like things didn't bother me. And when I say that, I truly mean like the little things didn't bother me. I was just top of sobriety, doing well. And so she met the real me, which is great. And I think that's actually, she says it, that's probably the only reason she stuck around. right?
Yeah.
Because she
Who
met
knew
me.
you?
So when I relapsed, I went hard and I started doing benzos. I went to all these things I said I wouldn't do, driving drunk. Like, actually, I've driven drunk, but driving in blackouts.
Yeah.
All these moral boundaries, crossed them all, right? Just
Yeah.
one by one. And that's why I always say, like, I'm a true addict. I fully am a true addict because I think most people, if they relapse after 8 years, I think most people, heavy drinkers, they would have been like, whoa, you know, you have a couple, and it was Adderall that I started getting on, and you're like,
Right.
well, that was close. I better
So
get back to
before
recovery.
that, were you just alcohol or what were you before?
No, Coke was my main. I'm
Coke,
always
okay.
a stimulant guy.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Alcohol
And
is
then it
always,
switched to-
I'm an alcoholic. I always
Yeah.
say it. It's the same shit to me. I use outside things to change my insides.
Yeah.
Gambling, you
It's
know,
all the same.
relationships, whatever.
All of it.
I'll use it all.
How long did you relapse for?
Like it was probably a year period of lies and manipulation. So when I go back to my relapse, I attribute that year, but I didn't start drinking until probably a 4-month drinking meth. I'm at an Airbnb one day on a couch. Some guy pulls out a pipe and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm never going to smoke meth, right? That's
Yeah.
not, I don't do that. I'm not that guy. Want some meth? I'm like, I've already been taking it in pills. Sure, why not? I'm already fucked up. And then you do it. Thank God I didn't get into that because some of the people I was hanging out with at the end, like I was going to, maybe I shouldn't say the name of it, but an after hours club in Toronto on Sunday nights. And I was like steady there. So I got to know the bouncers
Is it
and
the
stuff.
Legion?
No. It was a good place, right? They took care of me. Like the guy at the door there, I still talk to him actually. He knew I was struggling and he would always just like talk to me because I would tell him, I'm like, I shouldn't be here. Like I'm an addict. Like I'm not like these other people. Maybe they are. But I started hanging out with those people that were smoking meth and like just like that. You think like Coke sessions are sketchy and like you start to get to introduce to that side of the world and it's just like a whole other, how the fuck did I end up here? And that I'm not saying that those people are less than or I'm the same. I am that person, right?
But it is funny because having these conversations, sometimes I try to like step out and be a little objective. If we weren't junkies, respectfully sitting here, like just my sister listening to you be like, yeah, so then I started, you know, taking this and now I'm smoking meth. It's like, hey, like where's the jump? Like how did that happen? But it is all the same. So it for us, I feel like it is like I'm drinking and now I'm doing this and now I'm taking that.
Yeah, what's next?
Yeah,
always
it is
looking
so
for the
quick.
next best thing.
Because it stops working after all.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, enough about me. Girl Undrunk.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming down. I love talking recovery. I love that you guys agreed to do this. And your podcast is fun. It's light. It's controversial. Yeah, I find myself listening to it. I'm like, oh, fuck, did she just say that? Like, and I love that shit. I love dark humor. I love it. I think, let's start with this. What do you hope somebody listening to your message or podcast, what do you hope they get out of it? And you can go one.
I guess just that they're not alone if they themselves are an addict, if they have an addict friend, family member, just addiction is real and it doesn't mean that they're bad people. Like we're not bad people at the end of the day. And yeah, just that you're not alone and there's hope for you. If you want to get sober, you can do it. We wanted it enough and we got sober.
Yeah.
It's just the wanting and getting there is hard and we talk a lot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think addiction and everything that comes with addiction is so chaotic. And I think most of my life growing up, I was very much like, I don't know what the fuck is going on and why everything feels like this. And going through the system and being like, okay, a lot of people feel this way, but we're all quiet about it, right? Like I grew up thinking I was a piece of shit, but I'm pretty and I am active and I do things, but I'm like, I'm not okay inside. And a lot of people aren't. And I think when you don't even know how to put a label to that or words to that, you just feel alone and lost. And so I think both of us are really very much like, hi, we're here. Like when you're ready, wherever you're at, addiction, sobriety, eating disorders, toxic relationships, like we're here, zero judgment because we have literally done and seen it all.
Yeah.
So it's just really a place where you can come and be welcome and then talk about crazy shit.
Yeah.
You know?
And I
complain.
I was so scared at first to be like saying all the shit online. And now it's like, it feels so natural. Like what else would I be doing? I love nothing more.
It's the
you
best
know,
thing
it's
ever,
the best thing.
Once you start talking about sobriety, it really becomes the best thing because you can relate to everyone all the time.
Yeah.
You know, about everything.
It's funny you bring that up because when I first started, I kind of came to this realization too, where I was like, this is my all or nothing thinking, but everybody in the world could possibly hear what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to wrap your head around that.
I don't even really think about it too much. I don't think
now
about it
I
too
don't.
much.
Now I
Yeah.
don't. But when I first started, it was like that. I kind of had to accept that at one point, right?
Yeah.
My aunts, my uncles, and
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's the family first. You're
But-
like, sorry.
To your point, like I don't know, whenever we go out for dinners and stuff, my aunts and stuff are like, Thanksgiving, was it Thanksgiving? No. Yeah, Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving yesterday for America, but I'm all over the place. We were sitting down at the table, we're going around what we're grateful for.
Yeah.
And my fucking aunt goes, I'm so grateful to learn more about my nephew's addiction. And like, she started tearing up. She's like, I had no idea. I've been learning so much. And she listens to every episode. Shout out Zia Kathy.
That's cute.
But yeah, it was amazing. She's like, I've learned so much, right?
Yeah.
And she was so grateful for it. And it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been some like fights I've had with some family members and friends about what I say on the podcast. But at the end of the day, like I told my one friend that I was scared to do the podcast when we were first starting. And she was like, why are you scared? And I said, well, what if like people don't like what I'm saying? What if they don't agree? And she just said, like, if they do, then those aren't your people. And I think that's just very telling of the situations I've had since saying some of the stuff I've said on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
sorry.
just whatever.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day too, like we almost died
Yeah.
a lot of times. Like we really almost didn't make it. And like I don't want that for other people. Like
Yeah.
I really want to just, if we can touch anyone's lives, save anyone's lives, like we get that. And like honestly, I feel like if you almost fucking die, then you have to talk about it. You know? It just feels like that's what we're meant to do.
Because chances are someone else has been through that.
100%.
For sure.
Yeah. Everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. The one thing too I find about what I like about listening to you guys is this boredom and recovery thing keeps coming up, right? How am I going to have fun? I was so fun when I was drinking, right? That's my favorite thing.
Yeah. It's like you were not fun.
Like, let's look at the last,
fun.
30 days.
Yeah.
And
Play the
just,
tapes.
you tell me how it went, right?
Yeah.
Why are we even talking in the first place? Obviously there's some, anyways,
Yeah.
I digress. But it feels fun listening to you guys. And I think it's important, especially for young women coming in, but anybody to be able to know that, holy fuck, there's people that are having fun. Like they sound fun. They're having fun. They're talking about doing shit sober fun.
Yeah.
I can do that too. Right. It's important, I think.
Yeah. It feels impossible at first. I sit sometimes in our podcast studio and I just look around and I'm like, not even the podcast, but I text Zoe all the time, just being like, I love you. I'm grateful for you.
She sent me a really nice paragraph yesterday.
Yeah, I
That
did.
was really cute. I
was
that.
feeling very sentimental. I almost went, but also fuck off. Getting
At
too
the end of
sentimental.
that,
Yeah.
she's like, oh, sorry, fuck off.
Yeah. But I didn't ever think that I had access to a life that was different than the way I was living. Emotionally, physically, I didn't know that I could have a friend. Like there was the thing this summer where I had a boyfriend and a best friend at the same time, and that has never happened to me before. And it was difficult to navigate, but I'm like, oh my God, all of these things that if I was 3 years ago sitting in my condo just covered in wine from the night before, I would have been like, that's not possible.
Yeah.
I'll sooner die, you know? So being able to actually say to people like, no, it does fucking get better. Like, but you have to trust the process.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. I think like I had an epiphany the other day and I didn't even tell you.
I love that.
And I've been feeling like just more anxious than usual the past couple weeks. I blamed it on my period.
I thought you were going to say, I blame it on Heather.
No, I blamed it on my period.
This
like,
is where it all
2
comes
weeks
out.
ago. I actually hate you. No, I don't.
I'm done as of today.
Yeah.
No, I'm drunk. Canceled. No, but I was talking to my sponsor and I think like I have just been more anxious lately because I have good things in my life that I've created. Like I have an amazing boyfriend. I have an amazing best friend. I have an amazing podcast. And like I've never done anything that I've loved so much. I've always just worked shit jobs I don't care about.
Yeah.
This is something that we've built that I am so proud of and that I love. I've never experienced that. So I think it's good anxiety, but it's like
Yeah.
that's why I think I've been more stressed because things are rolling now
I know.
and I don't want to lose it. I think it's like the fear of
Yeah.
losing these things. I don't think I'm like worth it to have all these good things in my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
I
my
know.
epiphany.
No, I feel the exact same way.
Yeah,
It does feel
I
like
think
that.
that's
And
why.
would you say it's kind of like imposter syndrome sometimes too?
Yes.
I used to get that a lot.
I think
I'll
I
probably
used
get
to-
it again, but not currently. I'm not experiencing
Yeah.
that. I've experienced it for sure.
I think like I used to always, when things were good in my life, I would just get super blackout and ruin everything, you know, like fuck everything up. And I think maybe I'm scared that I'm gonna like fuck everything up somehow. But I'm not.
That's actually really nice.
I swear I'm not gonna do that.
That's actually really nice to hear because that's
Yeah.
how I feel all
Yeah.
the time. I'm so scared. I'm like, I am on a train and I'm going to fall off so fast. But I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe Zoe says this to me all the time where I'll be like, ugh, I'm a liar. Like, I'm a fuck up. I can't do this. And she's like, no. You used to not be able to do
Yeah,
that. Like, now you're
true.
not a liar. I'm like, oh, so maybe I can stay on the train and just hold on and sit down.
Yeah.
Maybe it's okay.
Take a seat, let go,
Shut
let
up.
God.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah, and that's one of my favorites. And the beautiful part about that too is like I don't know the destination, you know? And it's like so it could be anything.
Yeah.
Right? I want to know the destination. That's more my thing. Is like right now, at least, anyways, is like I fear of the future. So I guess it's similar, right?
Yeah,
But
well,
fear
I
of the
think like,
future.
and now I feel like I'm trying to control all these
Yeah.
things, but I can't. And I don't know the destination, but I have to trust in it. And I think like I do. It's just been harder for me the past couple of weeks to do that, which is fine.
Yeah, controlling outcomes, right? Like
Yeah.
it's if I know what it's going to be, then I feel more in control, more
Yeah.
comfortable in the moment. One of my good friends, actually one of my wife's friends, said to me, he focuses on inputs, not outputs, and
That's
I love
good.
that. It's just like
Yeah.
doing the next right thing.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
can't do the next right thing, do the next thing right, which is
Yeah.
one of my favorite sayings. Like, what's the right next thing? Well, you got to brush your teeth, right?
Right.
Like just sometimes it's
Keep it
that
going.
granular,
Yeah.
right? Keep
Yeah.
the motive. Yeah.
Mhm.
I can't think of the word. Anyways, keep it going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keep it
Keep it
in
going. Keep it
motion.
moving.
Okay. I want to hear about the last 30 days of each of your drinking, using. So we'll start with Zoe.
Okay.
What was the last 30 days like?
So the last 30 days for me, I was in Sarnia. It was like the end of COVID. And I had been fired from my job. I had a DUI. I was just basically drinking at my parents' house every day. My dad had stopped talking to me because he was scared that he was going to just find me dead somewhere. So he just like avoided me for everything. I didn't learn that until I went to rehab. He wrote me a letter saying like, sorry, I haven't been talking too much, but I was scared that I was just going to find you dead. So I wanted to distance myself before seeing that, which was really hard to read that. And then the last week, I was like, okay, fuck this. I'm moving back to Toronto. I'm going to be happy in Toronto. I'm going to be able to control my drinking in Toronto. I need to go back. That's where my friends are. I had nothing left in Sarnia. My boyfriend broke up with me because I was crazy. No job. Couldn't drive anywhere in Sarnia. Like, how am I going to get around anywhere in this small town? So I moved back to the city. I was applying for jobs. I went to an interview, drunk, blacked out there. Don't know what happened at all. Woke up the next day, was like so shameful of that, obviously. I was supposed to meet my friends somewhere and I physically couldn't get onto the subway to meet them. So I just like called them. I said, I can't do it. And for some reason, like at that point, I was just like, I need to go to rehab. Like this is the last thing I haven't done. I've tried everything else. My mom's been telling me to go to rehab for like 5 years now. It's the last thing I haven't done. And I think at that was like my God moment of like, I can't believe I called rehab in that moment, but I did. So this part is all very fuzzy to me. I don't know exactly what happened, but I think I must have told my friends, like, I'm going to go to rehab. Like, I can't meet you guys. I need to go, whatever. I call my mom and I tell her and I take an Uber to rehab. And I was so drunk at this point that they were like, you can't come here. I was banging on the door.
Showed up at rehab.
I just showed up. I was like,
I'm
please
going to be
take
responsible today.
Like you didn't do
This
any
is the
intake
day.
or anything,
No,
right?
I didn't.
So they
I
don't even
said,
know who you
Mom,
are.
send the money. I'm going.
Send the money. Send the rehab money.
I've got this.
Write the rehab check. Rehab. Yeah.
No, seriously.
Make it out to me. It'll be fine.
I didn't know that I was banging on the door. They told me that after as well, which is just hilarious. But then they were like, you need to go to the hospital to detox, I think, before you could go to rehab. So I was like, okay, fine, like I'll go. And throughout somewhere in that point, I think like on the way to rehab, I probably threw my phone into a ditch being like, I don't need my phone. I'm going to rehab.
I'm a new woman.
Really, just the best.
Just everything is just so crazy. And then I think after trying to go to rehab, I was trying to go to the hospital, but I didn't have my phone, right? And I had no idea where I was. I was in the middle of Etobicoke. I had no idea where I was. And I was knocking on a random person's house to take me to the hospital. And they opened the door and they said, yeah, like they called me a taxi to the hospital,
Wow.
which is so amazing. Thank you to whoever did that. So I go to the hospital. Obviously, they're not seeing me, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm starting to like wear off the alcohol, and I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? And I give up at the hospital. I just go home, and I'm waiting for my parents to come pick me up for like the next morning where they're going to properly take me to rehab.
Yeah.
And so that happens. I didn't sleep that whole night. I didn't get any alcohol probably because I didn't have a phone. I don't think I had a wallet at that point. Like it was just like I didn't have any access. And even if I did, I was just like so just beaten down of like there's like I give up. Like fuck this, like, you know. And I showed up to rehab like a little baby, and I had no idea what rehab was going to entail. I don't think I knew I had to stop drinking forever until like a weekend, until I was like, oh fuck, like this is real.
So you were doing drugs as well, or was alcohol mainly?
Alcohol was my main thing for sure. I like when my friends were doing coke, when my boyfriend was doing coke, I always was like pitching in and doing it as well. I bought coke once by myself and did coke once by myself. So I don't necessarily think like I'm a coke addict, but like I obviously did whatever. And if anyone was doing something, I was going to be doing it. I almost did do meth once because I was in a car randomly on the way to London with like 3 guys. I have no idea how I ended up in that car. They were all doing meth. They didn't have any more alcohol for me. So like I literally almost did it, but thank God I didn't. The guy who was driving was like fucking cracked out
Tweaking.
and falling asleep at the wheel.
Whoa.
And I was in the back seat, had to wake him up every 5 seconds to like stay on the road.
That was your job. Wow.
Yeah. It's like I couldn't be smoking crack because I was like basically driving the car.
Yeah. I mean, it goes back to your should have been dead so many. I have so many scenarios like that where my friends are driving and I'm just like, you just get that gut feeling, right? Even though you're messed up, you're like, this is not right.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like the moment
this
of
is
clarity.
bad.
Yeah. I was like, how did I end up in this vehicle?
That's what it is.
Like,
how did I end up here?
How did I end up here?
I'm a nice person. Like I was raised by, how did I end up here?
Raised by decent people. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, the reason I asked you about the drugs thing is because you mentioned that you didn't know you were going to have to stop drinking for a bit. So, because my experience was I had a cocaine problem at 23. I went to rehab at 23 the first time. I get that. Guys, understood. Check. But I'm not an alcoholic. I'm going to drink. Like, let's deal with the cocaine thing. And so 2 weeks into my rehab, the guy's like, dude, you're an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was the hardest thing for me to do.
I don't know if I understood what alcoholism was.
Okay.
Like, I don't think I fully understood what I was doing because I was so fucking just like dazed all the time. I don't think I knew anything. So I think I learned in rehab that first week, like, oh fuck, like I am an alcoholic.
Okay. Yeah.
And the solution is to stop drinking forever. I think going in there, I just wanted to like not die and not drink like a crazy person. And then I realized that that's not possible.
That's a good point, actually. I can relate to that too, where it's like, I have a problem with drugs, yes, but there's something else. I'm broken, right?
Yeah.
Like there's something else, and it's like, no, it's just the drugs. Dude.
Yeah.
You're just let's stop doing the drugs for a bit and see what happens.
It's so
While
much
drinking.
easier to just like separate it in rehab. Like rehab's amazing. We talk about it all the time. We love rehab,
Love it.
but
Can't wait to go back.
Careful
Just
what you
kidding.
careful
I'll
what
go
you
back.
wish for.
I'm like, how much is a vacation? Can I just like spend that and go to rehab for a little bit? Like it's
and then like
fun in
make
there.
all the friends in rehab.
Yes,
and save
Queen
them all.
Bee. So
Yeah.
fun.
Careful
Yeah.
what you wish for.
No, yeah.
I've been to 3, and it's like when you go back, especially after
yeah.
having 8 years, and
Yeah.
it's humbling, especially
Yeah.
when they tell you to stay for an extra 30 days, and you're like, I've been in recovery longer than fucking these people were born.
Yeah.
Like some of them, right? Like
Yeah.
we had a fucking 16-year-old in ours, right? And it was like,
Yeah.
that was a crazy thing. Anyways,
Yeah.
I felt really bad for her, but we became friends over the time, which was cool because, like, I don't know, it was a whole thing. But this is the beautiful thing about recovery is that like it doesn't discriminate one, but also like everything she would say, even though she's like in a completely different, you know, and I don't recommend this, right? But I understood everything she was saying. And then when I would say something, she understood, right? It doesn't mean we have to go hang out. And you know, I know there's a whole thing, right? I don't do that. And I strongly preach against not doing that. I hang out with guys, especially in early recovery. That's a huge thing for me. I know you guys always talk about that, guys with guys, girls with girls, or whatever you identify as. But it still doesn't, like, it's amazing to me.
It's
how
cool. Like
generations,
even,
it's the same feelings.
Like some old man will say something. I'm like, yeah, I relate to that. Or like some young woman who's half my age will say something, and I'm like, oh fuck yeah, true.
Yeah.
You relate to, because sobriety and addiction is such a specific thing. Like anyone's stories, you can relate to it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why the podcasting about it is so great, because
We're not that unique.
we're not special. Everyone, like a lot of people have this disease.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So Heather, walk us through your
My
last 30 days. What did that look like?
Damn, my last 30 days, we have different stories. I was an indoor cat for sure. My last 30 days, I would say, was prepping to die or to go to rehab. And I knew that those were my options. I think like for a few months before that, I'd been waking up in the middle of the night sober and being like, fuck, I gotta stop. Like I'm having heart palpitations, and I always had, but they were getting worse. And there was a few times where like my whole left side was like in so much pain. I didn't tell anybody. I was just lying in my bed, and I'm like, okay, like this might be it. I could die. And then I'm also an addict where I'm like, probably not. And then I'm gonna drink again. But I was having more and more of these like thoughts of like, oh yeah, I think I'm ramping up to die. Like I really think that. I was huge. I was so puffy. I was so sick. I would take, the only thing that I was doing consistently as a real person was taking my dog to the park every morning. And I would go to the park at 8 a.m., throw up at the park, order wine rack so that when I would get home, he would meet me, and then I would drink all day.
She had a wine guy. She didn't
I was
even,
gonna say, did
she
he know
didn't
you?
even like
Yeah.
order through the apps at the end. She just had this guy that would bring her wine.
Yeah.
Dial a bottle.
He like worked for
valet service.
Well, he did Uber Eats, and then he kept coming to my house, which like at some point stopped being embarrassing. Like it was like every single morning he'd be at my house giving me wine. And then eventually he was like, why are we going through the app? Like just text me. I'm like, okay. So some guy delivering Basque 0 sugar wine to my house every fucking day. But I couldn't do things like I couldn't put my hair in a ponytail, or I'd be winded. Like I'd have to sit. I couldn't tie my shoes. Everything was like exhausting. And I was listening to Armchair Expert every day. I mean, I always listen to it, but Dax Shepard relapsed, and then he did an episode called Day 7. I don't know if you've listened to it, but
So good. You gotta listen.
yeah,
I
it's
like
amazing.
him. I love him.
Yeah,
great.
it's really good. And I listened to that every day. I think I listened to it 14 times before I called rehab, because I was like, I'm gonna go. Like I need to go. And I knew I had to stop, because I've been an addict since I was like 9, honestly. Like I had OCD when I was a kid, and then eating disorders started and like took over my whole life. So I knew that if I was going to stop something, it had to stop for good. not sure I wanted to go. I definitely didn't want to stop drinking, but I knew I had to. So I was like, okay, the in between. And then I was scaring myself. Like I don't know why like saying this always makes me so emotional, but like my sister and I lived in the same building. So she had a key to my house, like she could come up. But I was like overfilling my dog's bowl at night because he could like stay alive for 3 days if I fed him enough, like if I gave him enough food. Because I was like, oh, well, if Karen comes up, my sister, I can't have her find both of us dead. So at least Nike, my dog, will be alive. If she finds me dead, it won't be like double trauma. So I was doing that, which is so crazy to think about. Like I'm planning for my death.
Yeah.
And that was making me really sad and scared. And I had this like little piece, like I feel like we all lose it, where it's like, fuck me forever. I'm a loser. I've always felt this way. Like I don't deserve to be here. But then there's like this little thing inside me that was like, but I secretly think that somewhere deep inside me, I'm fucking amazing. I am. Like I just know that. And I don't know what this is, but it's not right. And it's not me. And it doesn't have to be. Which is like obviously like all of these like thoughts going through my head. But I'm like listening to Day 7, Dax Shepard's podcast over and over again. I'm drunk out of my mind at like 10 a.m. I'm so fucked up and I'm like, I'm going to listen. I'm going to call rehab. I was like scrolling. I'm like, I Googled luxury rehabs Toronto and like it sent me to Muskoka and I was like, great. Like the first one I chose, like I just called them and I was like, I'm really drunk. Can I come? And like I had 2 weeks. I had to fly Nike to my parents in Florida and then come home and go to rehab. But once I called and I was like, I'm sick, I need to come. And it was immediate for me. Like they were like, great, we have a spot for you. My whole body like just relaxed. I felt like I could fucking breathe. And I was still gonna drink up until the time I went to rehab, but I was like,
at least there was a plan for you.
Someone's got me now. Like someone knows what's going on. No one else knows, but someone knows. Well, everyone knew, obviously. What I was fucking talking about.
The wine guy definitely knew.
Yeah, the wine guy knew. Well, he texted me when I was in rehab, and I showed my counselor, and he's like, "You got to delete that number. You got to delete all your dealers, even if it's the wine guy." Like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I guess he is my dealer.
I never thought of it that way. Yeah, it's so true.
He's just like pedaling over. I'm like, oh my god.
He's got stacks of cash on him.
Seriously, just I'm like his one client keeping him afloat. I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I told them, I was like, I have to go. And then I'm like still drinking. I called my sister, and my sister actually, we've gotten really, really close since I've gone to rehab. We were close before, but it's hard to be close to me because I'm not here. But I called her and I was crying and I was like, I know you don't like when I'm sentimental and cry, but like I have to go to rehab, like all this shit. And she was like, oh, I don't care when you're sentimental or cry. She's like, I just don't like when you talk about blowjobs. It's like, I would love for that to stop in sobriety. And I was like, oh, okay. So
specific.
Yeah. Well, she always is just like, Jesus Christ, like everything else in my life is fine. But she, I told her, I like asked her if my parents would be mad. She was like, no, I can tell them if you want me to, but go tell them. And the reason I bring up Dax and Monica so much is because they saved my life. 100% saved my life. I was always in trouble as a kid. Sorry, I'm going too long. I'm always in trouble as a kid all the time. Like I was just a bad kid. Or bad, you know. But I just thought in my head, like I'm a fuck up and going to rehab is so shameful for my family, especially that like they're going to be mad. And I don't know how I'm going to do this. Like, they might hate me forever, even though, of course, they were thrilled because they're like, you are going to die. You look insane.
Finally, she wants to go.
But I thought, like, okay, if my parents are mad at me and they hate me and they think I'm the worst, like, Dax and Monica would be so fucking proud of me. And I care about them so much. And so, fuck everybody else. They would say it's a good idea. So I'm going to go. So that was my last 30 days.
Cool. What about that episode do you like kind of sticks out for you?
Well, I think just the fact that it happened and it made it more real because Dax was talking about his addiction all the time.
He was like on a pedestal for
yeah. And I always loved it. Like I always loved every episode he'd talk about addiction. I'm like, I'm in it. I like that deep, dark, gross shit. But that episode, he was like struggling. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm struggling. And Monica, the way that she's talking to him and is there for him and cares, I'm like, oh, okay. Like everyone wants him to get better. Like I want him to get better. So maybe I'm a person that people want to get better. So yeah, it just really like held me the whole time I went through rehab.
Yeah, like his vulnerability opened this window into where you could relate to him and allow yourself to start to think about healing in some way, and that you're worth it, right? That's beautiful. That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah, and that's like why you wanted to start the pod so badly. Yeah. Because you know how much his podcast saved you. Yeah. And we want to just save other people as well.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So how did you guys meet? How did you guys start? Like, what's the story behind the starting of the podcast?
So Zoe works at a med spa. Yeah. And I was thinking when I got sober, I never shut the fuck up about it. It's like, if anything ever happens to me, everyone will know for the rest of time. I like love to talk about trauma. And I'm, you know, an addict, so I love to talk about myself, but I couldn't stop talking about sobriety. And I'm like, every day I'm like learning new shit. And I'm like, oh, this is why I'm like this. Like your mom, like to my mom, I'm like, your mom's fucked up. That's why I'm fucked up. And so it was all so interesting to me. And then I was like, oh, okay, I don't have a life right now. I don't have a job. I don't have anything. So I'm going to go back to school for mental health and addiction. Did that for a year, maybe 2 years. And I was like, I hate school. I love to be there and I love to learn, but like I literally will never write an essay for as long as
she can't do the work.
She can't do the work.
She can't do the work.
I'm doing it right now and it's hard for me.
You're in school?
Yeah. For social work.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah, it is hard.
I like to work. I'm a working guy.
Yeah. Like, I know. I'm like, can I just be in the field? Yeah. Like just teach me there.
I can't imagine doing a paper. No. I don't want to do that.
And I never have.
I never will.
But I was like, okay, I love this. Like I do love being in this, talking to these people about all this shit. Yeah. It's so relatable. But I don't know, you know? And then I started having this idea. I'm like, I love podcasts. I love talking about this shit. What if I started one? I messaged Ariane, who we actually went to Boston Conservatory together. We went to school together. And she started her own production company. And it was at the same time I was thinking about podcasting. And it was like kismet. Like I saw her post and I was like, interesting. We started talking and I was like, I got to get a buddy. Like I need a buddy. And then Zoe and I walked into the med spa that she was working at. Yeah. And I told the esthetician that I was sober and I was like sleeping with a married guy. Yeah. And then so she broke HIPAA, of course, and told Zoe.
And told me. And at the time I was obviously sober and sleeping with a married guy. And I was like, oh my God, we have so much in common.
Yeah.
And so I think I randomly said like, oh, I'm sober too. Or something like that. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, why? What's wrong with you? What did you do? Like, did you go to the hospital? Like, I was so excited. Now I'm like, maybe be a little chiller about people, like exposing their.
Yeah, I was so excited when you were just wanting to talk so much about it. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, amazing.
I know. It was so exciting.
That was probably like, what, a year before we started the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Within that year, you were still very much like a stay-at-home person.
I was an indoor person.
Yes.
I was
an indoor cat. Scared of leaving, but like we would hang out a little bit throughout that year. But then like after that, we did get closer. Yeah. I was bringing you out more, experiencing you to the world.
Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah.
But it was good. Like the second we met, I was like, okay, here's a new life. I can go outside. I can like, because Zoe is out. You're out. She parties. She hangs out with her friends. And I'm like, you have friends? What's that like? Yeah. So, and then one day we were at dinner and I was like, I have to talk to you about something. Yeah. And I think you were just, you thought I was going to ask you to do an episode.
Yeah. I knew that she was wanting to start a podcast and I thought like that was so cool. And I thought that she was just going to ask me to do like one episode. I didn't expect to do
stuck
like
now.
And I was like, oh, okay.
It's funny. Usually it's the other way around, right? Yeah. She's going to ask me to join her podcast. Hey, can you be on an episode? Oh, fuck you then. Right?
You know, doing it, and I wonder how you feel, because doing it myself, I like tried it for a little while. And I'm like, I'm just sitting here in a room talking about sobriety to myself. I know myself. I mean, but the only way to know yourself better is to talk to other people and see your life through them.
Yeah.
And the whole point of sobriety is community. So I'm like, why am I fucking doing this alone? You know?
Yeah, that's why I do the guests. But the only solo ones I do now, and I didn't used to do them before, but I do them. It's very practical for me. Okay. Like, here's how I get through a party sober. Yeah. Like fucking straight up, you take this and you apply it into your life and it might work for you. Yeah. It works for me every time, right? And so I try to walk people through very practical things because I follow a guy, Jefferson Fisher. Fisher has a podcast on communication. He's a lawyer.
Okay.
And he has 15-minute videos about how to be a better communicator.
Oh.
And I listened to it and I just like, it's so practical. It's like you start thing one, do this, and it's like you can actually apply it into your life and it makes you a better person.
Yeah.
Right. So I try to give that up, but I love, like, this is my favorite, where
It's the best.
just sitting down, no script, no questions. I've had a lot of professionals in here and people in the field, and you know, it's great, but it's very scripted, very professional. I think my favorite podcasts are ones where it's just fucking people talking. And
yeah, for sure.
This is an interesting conversation, right?
Same.
Because I love listening to conversations, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a very observant person. Maybe that's why I like podcasting. But we'll be out, and I'm be like, I always do this. I'm like to my wife, I'm like, do you hear what that guy just said? Right?
She's always listening.
She's like, no, and my wife's like, no, what the fuck, no, like what? And it's like, oh, like you know, you can read body language too. You're like, he's getting broken up with or something. Right?
It's my favorite thing to do. Oh my God. I love to go out and just like watch people, but people tell me, they're like, you're like this. Like staring at them. Can you just like do an ear? And I'm like, I need to ask them what's going on.
Because you're looking for body language too, right?
Yeah.
It's important. Oh, that's amazing.
And then after that, after you asked me, is that where we were?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we just started it up.
Yeah.
We had to redo the first episode a few times, and then now I think we're like in a groove. Feels
I think
good.
so too.
We've got guests coming on.
Yeah, I mean, you got the next like month booked out, right? Which is always good. I'm like on the fly.
So
I wish I had more bookings, but again, that'll probably come.
Yeah,
one day,
of course.
right?
For sure. And like Ariane is such like a big help for us too.
Yeah.
Like we're so fortunate to
Oh
have
my gosh.
her help and everything. 'cause
Doing
it would
this
be-
on your own is wild.
is
Yeah, it is a
insane.
lot.
So,
Thanks, I feel better now.
yeah.
Oh my God, no, it's
You're
literally
doing
amazing.
amazing.
The
Yeah,
amount of time.
you're doing amazing.
One time I was sitting on the floor with ChatGPT trying to figure out a camera thing, and I cried and fell asleep and woke up 4 hours later, and I was like, oh my God, okay, we need help here. Like, I can't do this. But I have a conversation that I kind of want to bring up. You posted something on your Instagram a few weeks ago about dating and being sober. And your take, I think, was, I guess someone had asked, right? You were responding to a comment. Someone was like, if I'm sober, should my partner get sober?
Right,
and
right.
you said, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And I actually want to know what, like, that is how you feel about that. Like, because you are married, right? Is your partner, I don't know if you want to talk about your partner,
no. She doesn't drink as like nearly as much as she did.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I met her, she went to a party university. She tells me she went through a point of heavy drinking, but she's able to turn it off. I've seen it. She has maybe one drink a month now, if that. And that was all her choice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy you brought this up because I think there's two very different things in my mind. It's like there's one part of it is like when I meet somebody, if I'm trying to, because this is my thing, if I'm trying to change somebody to be sober, I have a problem with that. Like that's my thing where I'm like very uncomfortable. So just to finish the point, when I go out to family things, and this happened in my early recovery, they would remove all the alcohol for parties. And I'm talking like 30 people were there and no one was drinking.
And no one was
And
drinking.
it made me so uncomfortable. I hated it, right? Because I don't like when I change other people's like lives. Now, I'm happy
Do you
my
feel
wife
like a
doesn't drink.
nuisance if they
Yeah,
like
what
when
is
they
that?
do
Yeah,
that?
it's a nuisance, but it's also like I shouldn't be the guy. I respect it. Don't get me wrong. I respect it. It just makes me uncomfortable. It's like this elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Because no one's talking about it. No one's drinking. And I'm like, you guys would be normally drinking, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be getting blackout because my family's not like that, but you would be drinking. And I'm changing it. I feel like a burden almost, right?
Did you have any thought or would you feel comfortable, and maybe now is different, but like early sobriety, to tell your family like, hey, this function is coming up. I'm not drinking, but you guys can drink.
I have
That's
many
literally
times.
fine. Yeah. Okay. And do they respond by taking all the alcohol away, or how do they respond?
I think so. It's two things because I came in twice, right? So I've had 3 major relapses, but when I came in at 23, it was probably a good idea, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I was 23. Even though I had done all the work, I'd lived in Minnesota for 4 months. I was in a sober house.
Minnesota.
I had to go to Minnesota. It was a great.
About that later.
It was a
Let's
great
talk about
treatment
that later.
center. It was cold as fuck. But,
yeah.
and so that was probably a good idea because even though I wasn't seeing my friends, like I didn't hang out with anyone for 4 or 5 months of my drinking buddies because I was told not to.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like this. I like myself now.
Yeah.
I'm going to listen. It's starting to feel good. That's the only reason I stayed sober is because I listened to other people, honestly.
For sure.
And so, it wasn't as obvious, I would say, but there was a few times when I came back this time again, after relapsing, and where it was like, I went to one party and it was just like no one was drinking, and I didn't know, like maybe 30 minutes in, I was like, it's like a summer day and nobody's drinking. I'm like, oh fuck, this is for me, isn't it?
You're like, is this shit about me?
Yeah.
And although I appreciate it, I really do appreciate it. I would rather people just be themselves, like do their own thing. Right now, I think what I respect the hell out of is somebody saying, I can't be with someone that drinks, right? I respect the hell out of that. Like, you know yourself. It's just, for me, it's like, I don't want to change anybody. That's my thing.
Yeah, I really did wonder, because I don't feel like a burden. I am like very aware that I was super sick and I was not well. And so like, I have to do this. And I like that everyone around me knows I'm sober. It's like what I lead with, but I'm really out there. Like, I'm an extrovert. Yeah. I have no shame about any of it. And not to say you have shame, but I am wondering that, like, not wanting to be the elephant in the room, or like, you know, I'm like, well, that feels to me like I don't want you to feel like that. Like, if everyone around you doesn't want to drink, it's like fucking good.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's not like you asked them to not drink.
Yeah.
They wanted to do that because they love you.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like, I think I get feeling like that. My family didn't drink around me when they picked me up from rehab. We went out for dinner that night and they didn't drink. The next time I saw them, everyone was drinking. And it's been like that ever since.
Yeah.
Which, it only annoyed me because they didn't bring it up.
Yeah.
When I went out with my friends, like the first time I went out with them after rehab, like a month later, they asked me, like, do you want me to drink? And I was like, I don't care, but thank you for asking.
That's the important part.
That's the important part. My family never asked. After that one night, they didn't ask. But early sobriety, I would say like a year in, every time I was around my friends, they would be like, are you okay with me drinking?
Yeah.
What's the vibe? Like, are you okay with this? Are you feeling good? What's happening? And my friends were always supportive like that. And I never told them, like, no, don't drink. But just checking in on me and asking if it's okay was all I needed. I didn't want them to not drink, but...
And that feels like safety.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like safety to me, where I'm wondering if that feels like danger to you. Because I'm wondering if it's also like this difference between, like, binary speaking, like men and women, where like, I'm good to be coddled. Like, I like when people know. I like if everyone around me, it makes me feel safe.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's this thing of
That's a
like,
good point.
I don't want to, I can't do something. I'm a man. I should be able to do something. I can't do it, but I don't want anyone to fucking talk about it. I don't want it to be a thing, where for me, I'm like, this is a thing and we're all going to talk about my sobriety, you know? Because it is really nice when everyone around you knows what's going on. And then I'm like, yeah, you can drink, it's fine, because you know me and we've had this conversation. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. The important part is, if any family is listening that they're wondering how to navigate this, especially through the holidays.
Yes.
It's like,
just ask them how they're doing. Ask them if it's okay to drink. I think just acknowledging it is everything, you know? I would have been like way more safe if my family acknowledged it, you know?
Mind you, when someone in the family has an addiction, there's usually addiction in the rest of the family, someone, right? So people don't necessarily know how to navigate it.
They don't want to talk about it. They want to just brush it under the rug. Like, I went to rehab. She must be okay then. Now let's move on.
Well, I'm also a person, like, my parents would be like, we had to walk on eggshells around you your
That's
whole
what
life.
I was going to say.
Yeah. So I'm like,
you just drag them through the mud.
Yeah.
And now you're showing up and they're not drinking and you're like upset about it.
Yeah. And they're like, we're
no one wants you to go back to rehab, right?
Exactly.
You're welcome,
exactly.
motherfucker.
what do you want us to do? And now you're mad at me for not drinking? Fuck you.
But that's like typical addict, right? That's
Yeah.
one of the things anyways.
Yeah.
Everyone care about me, but don't care about me. You know?
Yeah.
But dating,
Never know what we want.
we got some like backlash online about this because
Yeah, I saw that.
because I said, we were talking about dating, and if someone is,
Should my partner be sober? If I'm sober?
and
so we were, I think a lot of people took the TikTok out of perspective, right? Because we were talking in a scenario where if I'm dating someone else and I'm an addict and then I decide to get sober,
like, need to get sober.
I need to get sober. And then if he continues to drink,
okay. That's different.
it was taken out of context a little bit. But and then in that scenario, I'm like, he should see that I did just so much work to stop drinking, he should be able to be like, okay, I'm not going to drink, or I'm going to have like one drink every few months to support her, you know?
Or to ask, at
Or
least,
to
at the
ask.
very least.
At the very least, exactly.
I was in rehab and there was this sweet angel girl. You know those people who are just apple pies and you're like, how did you get so nice? Such an addict. But she, her husband was a heavy drinker, and heavy drinker, I don't know, definitely had a 6-pack every night after work. Like they live in the country and she's not drinking. But that's hard for her because she's relapsing because he's drinking all the time. And it's in the house. And our counselor said to her, like, and this is harsh and like, this is the stuff that people don't like. But it's like, if he loves you, he'll stop. Like, he has to make a choice. Yeah. He has to choose alcohol or you. And if he can't choose you, then he has a problem with alcohol. Yeah. And that is true. And I think that might be where the backlash comes from, because we say this, that like asking someone to like think about someone else and stop drinking feels like I'm going to take your fucking guns and you're the president of the NRA, you know? But it's not really like that.
And I think it's also because that guy who drinks like only 6 beers a night is probably like, I'm not a fucking alcoholic. But I'm like, if you can't stop drinking your 6 beers at night for your wife's fucking sake, you're an addict, bro.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
No, it's true. The difference, the determining factor really is when someone else is struggling, right? I think if I'm trying to get sober and my partner is not
supporting me, it's just about supporting. You're not supporting someone else if you're blatantly doing something that they can't do in front of their fucking face. I don't know.
I think alcohol is like, it's almost like a human right for some people, right? It does feel like this is what I can do. I can handle it. I'm going to do it. I like it. And I think it hurts people when you try to take it away. Yeah,
that leads me into like my next thing that I want to bring up too, is like, I get really fired up when I see, I don't know if you guys have you ever seen the guy that films people in Arizona? He does it. There's a guy here too that does it, like homeless people, addicts. Yeah. And he films like fentanyl, and it comes from the right place. Like if you actually watch the videos, like the guy he helps them.
I get so uncomfortable.
I unfollowed him now, but I remember I was in Vancouver. I was at a sobriety conference this year, and I found his account in my hotel room by myself, and I started getting so emotional, but it was like awesome because I was like, oh my God, like for one, it made me think about like how bad it can get, and it reminded me of how bad it can get, but also I was like, it was very powerful. Anyways, he posted a video recently about how, and he's an addict himself, 15 years sober or something, how addiction is not a disease and it's a choice. And I'm watching this guy and he starts talking and I'm like, 100% this guy's gonna be like, it is a disease, right? Because, he's filming these people fucking choosing every day to be homeless and overdose. And come on, are you fucking kidding me, man? Like it's physically addictive, yes, fentanyl, but there's also like, there's people that just get, anyways. So he gets on this whole thing and I had to literally like stop my hand from commenting on it because it never goes anywhere, right? So I took a day, I went back and I just shared my experience, right, of if it was a choice, then if somebody like me had relapsed after 8 years, they would just be like I said at the beginning, that was close, like I better slow down now. I could not stop.
You had no choice,
right? So here's my thing, and then I want to hear your thing. Is I think it's a choice in the beginning, right? To start. Everybody chooses to start to some degree. I think a lot of us are predisposed with it, right? But we don't know until we start. And then once you're in it, I think the choice just goes out the window, right? Even if you get some time between you and no recovery support, I think the choice goes out the window and you need intervention, rehab, whatever it looks like. What do you guys think?
I think I agree with that. I think even like there's people right now who are like drinking and it's normal until one day it's not a normal drinker. Like that choice, it's a choice until it's not a choice anymore, until it turns into a disease. And that can happen at any moment in your life. It happened for me early on. It happened for you later on as well, like a little bit later than me. But yeah, it's a choice until it's not a choice anymore. And then there's so many times that, I wanted to stop, but I couldn't. My body physically couldn't not drink. Like it needed it. I didn't want to hold a knife in front of myself, in front of my parents. I didn't want to stand on the balcony on 46 floors above, like that wasn't what I wanted. That was happened because I had this disease of alcoholism, you know?
Yeah. And to the point, like, that should have been enough for anyone to stop, right?
For
and
sure.
It's like,
It's not.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes your first blackout in high school is
Yeah.
enough for you to stop, or college, and you're like, oh my God, I got way too drunk on that and I never drink like that again. I'm like, damn, girl, how'd you do that?
Yeah.
But
that sounds so much fun for me. Let's keep the blackouts going.
yeah, well, that's the thing, right? It's not fun. Like when we're in addiction, it's not fun. And if you see us like laughing, it's because we're fucked. Like there's no, I don't want to wake up in the morning and the first thing I do is like, put my hand under the pillow and get the wine from the night before.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone in life goes through some sort of hard time. And they can compare that like, oh, I was fired and I didn't have a lot of money. And then I, worked really hard and I did this and now I'm great and I have a wife and blah, blah, blah. And they compare that struggle to addiction. And it's just not the same at all.
Yeah.
Like, and I think the comparison between like addiction and diabetes or addiction and cancer is also really hard to, but it is its own thing. And I think using the word choice makes it so easy for all of us to other everyone that's on the street struggling and not getting better. Like, I don't think I'm better than anybody.
No.
I know exactly what would have happened to me.
Yeah.
First of all, especially if I didn't have my dad
That's
and
what-
the money that he has.
privilege,
Do you
right?
think
Privilege.
it's easier
That's why I
to
always
say?
that.
Do you think it's easier to say it's a choice? Like, do you think that's like an easier
Yeah,
way
like
out?
a cop
why?
out, like a cop
Yeah.
out for people.
Yeah.
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 I like, I was watching the video and I don't know what he was trying to get out of it, because like you're filming these people every day and it's like, so you're telling me that they're choosing to not get sober and you just magically chose to you're not an addict, dude.
I
Like,
guess
that's my
maybe
opinion.
like he does think he's
Yeah.
better than everyone else, and that's like his way of being like, I'm better than everyone else. I'm choosing to not do that, but you guys are choosing to live like this.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think
I don't
it
know.
is-
I'm just trying to figure out
Well,
what
we
that
did.
is.
Right. What's the motive?
I guess you
what's his thought
do
process?
you do make a choice to stop drinking or stop using. You have like a weird moment of clarity and you're like, I gotta call rehab.
Mm-hmm.
That's your choice, maybe, if you have the ability to do so. I wasn't gonna go to a government funded rehab. Like, I was gonna go somewhere I was gonna pay and have my own bed. So like, I'm not even just like able to get sober in any way, That's a really privileged thing to say, but it is
Yeah.
fucking
It's
true.
true.
Yeah.
And
For sure.
but
And like the fact that I called rehab and I went the next day is such a privileged thing too. Like,
yeah.
a lot of people have
Don't
to
have
wait
that. Yeah,
months
yeah.
and months,
Well, also-
and then they don't want to go at that point. And
Yeah, and I think the main thing too, when we have these discussions about people that are struggling living on the street, it's like, okay, get sober. And then what?
yeah.
Live on the street? Be fucking cold? Have nothing?
Yeah.
People that are so unbelievably Zoe was in the hospital all the time and treated like shit, when she was going through her addiction. Like, people are not being served. They're all underserved. Nobody cares. They're not going to the hospital. You can't just get sober and then be like, okay, now I'm going to live on the street.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sober? Yeah, fucking right. It's cold. It's dangerous. No.
Part of
So-
the deal is building a new life, right? Like,
Yeah.
that you don't have to drink in. You
Yeah.
know, everyone says that, but it's true. It's like, I have to build a life that I don't need to drink in, right?
Yeah, but build a life. You have to be able to push off of something, right?
That's what I
Be
mean.
able to
Like, so
close
that's
your
where
door.
privilege comes in.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's tough for sure.
So in that case, if it is a choice and I'm on the street, even if it is a fucking choice, that's what I'm choosing then.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be out here. This sucks. So, but it's not a choice.
Yeah.
Ugh,
It's hard.
it is hard. And I think we wake up in the morning and you're like, I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to drink. And then you immediately drink. I think your brain and your body just don't compute at that point.
Yeah.
There are times where I'd sit on my couch at night and I wouldn't have any alcohol in the house. And I'd be like, I don't really want to drink right now. And then something in my brain would be like, but you have to.
Yeah,
like,
there's
you
nothing
have
else
to
for
get
you to do.
alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I would. Be like, you're going to want it later. You're not going to want to get through the night without it.
And I think that's the difference between like what we call normies, right? Where it's like that thought process doesn't really come in. Well, no, I could go for a walk. I could go to the gym. I could, I need to stop this. And then they stop or moderate, right?
And that's why it is so hard for the normies to understand us.
Yeah.
Because we're crazy people and they would never do the things that we do.
Well, they don't have it, right?
Yeah, they don't have it.
For some reason, we can have the same experiences, and I'm a junkie under a bridge, and have a family and a baby, and you love your life. Like, but we went through the same trauma, or we drank the same, or you drank first.
Yeah.
But some of us have it, some of us don't.
I mean, yeah, to your point, like even when you were talking about the dog thing and your sister not finding two, like I was just like, yep.
Yeah.
I probably would have done that. You
Yeah,
know, it's,
exactly.
and then I'm thinking about it, wait, that kind of sounds crazy.
It is
right?
Yeah.
crazy.
But it's true. Like I can totally relate to that. Yeah, we got to do this again because we're running out of time, but I had a great time today, I guess.
I know there's so much more to talk about.
I know.
know.
And there's a lot that I want to get into, but it'll
Yeah, we'll come back.
yeah, we'll have
come
to
back. You'll
reschedule.
You'll come see us.
We'll continue or whatever. Yeah. And I'm coming to see you guys.
Yeah.
I guess typically how I end this is if you could say something to your addicted self today.
God.
Yeah.
She wouldn't listen to anything
That's what I say.
I know.
I
I'd be
always
like,
say that.
you just, hello? Are you okay?
Are you alive?
Get off the balcony, Zoe.
Yeah. Put some
Step
clothes
down.
on.
Why are you naked up there?
Yeah.
Put that bottle down, you dumb bitch.
If that one doesn't, maybe if you don't like that one.
Yeah.
I mean, the best advice you heard in early recovery. One of the two.
Best advice.
Oh, man.
Oh God. I have no thoughts.
No, well.
How do you stay sober today? How about that?
Well, I have a bunch of answers now.
Okay.
I feel like the best advice I got in recovery is either A, don't pick up.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, that we had this guy from CA come in. He was a gigantic Italian man. And he just used to be like, don't pick up.
Yeah,
Don't
classic.
pick up today. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like I know that's so simple, but
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, right. If I just don't open the wine rack door, just don't go.
Yeah.
Right. And like it's a little thing. And then also fucking empathy first.
Yeah.
I try really hard.
Yeah.
Like I have moral anger with men, and that leads to a lot of my drinking behaviors and drinking. And so I try to do like, what is their life like? What are they feeling today? Why would they have said that or felt the need to have acted in that way? What happened to them as a kid? And then I try to just move on, and that helps me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful way to do it. Yeah.
For sure.
To deal with difficult people and narcissists.
Yeah.
And
For
men.
sure. And men.
And that's why
Some
it
men.
started. Yeah.
We like you, don't worry.
For now.
I think the thing that I first started doing, like when I got out of rehab, I think I didn't like pay attention to too much, but I know for the one thing I know I was doing from when I first got out of rehab till now is just like being honest with everybody and being honest with yourself and like talking about how you're actually feeling and telling people what you need and not lying about anything. I think the lying game is so hard, like we talked about in the early on in this episode, but I think honesty will get you sober and will keep you sober as well. Yeah, I think that's something I grasped onto early on, and I don't think I let that one go. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think our core defect of character,
Yeah.
I know some people don't like that word, but it's true. Like our core defect is like
Lying,
dishonesty.
manipulation.
Dishonesty at its very core is like, for some reason, whether it's people pleasing or I don't like what you're going to think about me or I'm not going to get my way, or like you said, it's going to be, easier to apologize later or whatever. I just need to lie. And then, so I was taught early on too, is like, when you do make those little white lies, because you're going to, I'm talking about me, I do about stupid shit,
All
right?
the time.
Go back and say, hey,
Yeah.
You did that.
I do that.
Right? I just gotta, even if it's stupid, right?
Yeah.
My therapist used to tell me this all the time. I don't know if you know Christine. Do you know Christine? Anyways,
I don't know.
She's great woman.
Yeah.
She would say, just go back. Hey, I made a little white lie there, and just kind of laugh about it.
Yeah.
right? And build that up over time, and then you won't lie anymore.
Yeah.
I do that with
Exactly.
music. One of the big things on dates when guys are like, what kind of music do you listen to? And I'm like, oh, I fucking hate this question because I like Sabrina Carpenter and Top 40. That's what I want to listen to. So I like try to make something up and then I'm like, it's not true. I hate everything. I only like Sabrina Carpenter. I hate this question.
We're not big music people.
No. To my younger self or to my addicted self though, and I think that this is actually for all people that are currently in addiction or whatever, but to my addicted self, I think I would literally just say like, I see you and I love you and this fucking sucks so bad, but it's all valid. Like everything you're feeling is real and you're in there. And I don't know whether that's helpful or not, but like.
Yeah, just telling like people who are
Like, we see
struggling
you.
that like there's love for you and like we love you no matter what.
And And you're
it's like helpful.
yeah, and you're a person in
Like
there.
you're worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
And
worth it. You're loved.
all this bullshit you've done to yourself and it's like, it's not you in there. You're still in there. And we can find you, you know?
Yeah.
And you just have to like believe that that's a real piece of you and hold on.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I think, well said.
What would you say to your addicted self?
Yeah.
I was going to have a point on that, what you said, but then I was thinking about how to close the podcast. And
Oh,
then
sorry.
I was like,
Very long-winded over here.
no.
I'm like, and another thing.
We're good for time, but it was just like, I had this profound thing. Anyways, I do that a lot. What would I say?
What was the thing that you were thinking?
I forgot now.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
like, it leaves our heads a lot too.
Yeah.
We'll
Just text me.
Maybe
later.
it'll come back. Yeah, text me. I'll make a social media reel about it.
Yeah.
Like an idiot. Anyways, I think I would say, tell the truth, definitely. But the biggest thing I learned, through my relapse is secrets, man. Secrets. They keep you sick, and whatever you're going through, like you have to find somebody on this fucking earth, human, not just spiritual, because that's important for me too, but there has to be someone that knows everything in your brain, whether it's a therapist or no matter how crazy it sounds, how stupid, how much you'll think you'll get judged, because that's what took me out. Like I tell that to people with long-term recovery all the time.
Yeah.
Like, don't have any secrets, no matter how insignificant. You got to get it out.
We tell all our secrets on the podcast.
Yeah, we really do.
That's a good thing about it too. Is like, it's a good place to kind of air it out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've even we've never had really fights, but we've talked about like hard things on the podcast together.
It's nice.
Which is really nice because we feel so safe in that room.
Yeah.
And
everything is through a sober lens with us. And I think that's like very important just in friendships in general. It's like, this is my best friend. This is the person that's going to walk through life with me. And I don't want to fight this person. So let's actually talk about it like we care about each other.
Yeah.
And we're good to go.
Yeah, it's easier to like have a sober friendship.
Well, also because you know that everything in my life affects my sobriety and vice versa.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not just telling
We
you
know
this
each
as a
other
friend.
too
It's
well.
like,
Yeah.
it's like, this is a sober conversation.
Yeah.
It's great.
I can relate to that. I think everybody that's in sobriety, like it's some form or another is going to affect your sobriety. Yeah, it's true. Like just not today,
Yeah.
Girl Undrunk. Thank you so much, Zoe. Thank you so much, Heather.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Thanks for coming down.
Thank you so much for having us. This was so
fun.
fun. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for listening. Please help us grow the channel and like, share, and subscribe for more content. The discussions and stories shared on this podcast are for informational and motivational purposes only. This content is not a substitute for professional medical advice, addiction treatment, or therapy. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, please consult a licensed physician, addiction specialist, or mental health professional. You are no longer alone.